Testing. Testing. Testing, testing. China. 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 China.
Oh, mine was off. China.
Yeah, yeah.
China. China.
China.
China.
You're probably even in a little
Bastard is as bastard does. Bastard is as bastard does.
China. China. Yep. All right, we are recording on all fronts, so really whenever you are comfortable.
Start it now here. Welcome to Rob Loves Arguing, everybody. That isn't our theme song yet, but it is playing in the background, and maybe it will be one day. We are live here at Catacombs Cabaret. I am Rob Mayu, a comedian that is funny but has too much hustle. How is everybody doing out there today? I was, as always, welcome my esteemed co-host, the one, the only, Daniel, the anchor, Sanker, everybody.
Yes, I did not get my anchor sound ready.
All right. What's happening? A big breakout episode for you last week.
Big breakout episode?
I feel like...
Oh, I talked more.
Yeah. I feel like in a sitcom, that's like the episode in the first season where they're like, man, we have not done enough to develop this fucking Kramer. We need to do something over here. And they're like, Kramer, go talk about Guyana for a bit.
You know what's funny, though? That juxtaposes next to right around that time I met Matt, who set up a lot of the stuff around here. Mm-hmm. And he's like, I feel like you don't want to be on video. I feel like you should be on video, like, and whatever. And I go, there's something utterly pleasant about not being on video.
Yeah, there's a comfort to it for sure. I'm not always terribly sure. And I will say the most daunting facial performance I've had to do the entire podcast was last episode, because as you talk more, I need to figure out what to do.
How to be entertaining.
You know what I mean? Audience. Like, I'm still the thing on camera while you're talking, so I got to kind of. That's why I do. By the way, write in if you like the Rob Loves Arguing mandolin. It has become a staple of the podcast, but I don't know. Honestly, I never find it that annoying when I listen back. So I feel like we're doing okay with the mandolin.
I don't see how they could not love it.
It's, you know what I mean? How many podcasts are bringing you a mandolin?
I'm telling you right now, if they wrote in 500 emails a day for the next 10 days saying they want to get rid of the mandolin, I would quit the podcast if you got rid of the mandolin.
Okay, that's fine. If they wrote 500 emails every day, we'd have a lot more listeners.
That's correct.
Than I think we actually do. I don't even know. By the way, are we getting money for this? I keep getting checks from fucking Sound Exchange again, and it's either people are listening to my album, or is this making me money on Spotify?
Not yet.
It shouldn't be.
Not unless they have a horrible business model of we pay for even we pay like 10 cents for every download. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I mean, they might listen. Because the checks aren't crazy, but it's either my album or it's that, and I also don't know who the fuck's listening. By the way, I guess listen to my album. I guess would be a thing to say. What the fuck was the name of my album again? Drunkorexia? Did I call it that on this one? I guess I did. Yeah, I recorded a special it's going on 3 years ago now. That just never came out because by the time it was edited, it was just like, I can't put this out.
You were over it.
Yeah. And I could use a couple clips from it and stuff, but I didn't want to burn the material after. It was just it just didn't make sense anymore.
You know what's funny thing about your albums is long time ago, before I knew you, a friend of mine went to a comedy show that you were at.
Okay.
And he thought it was real cool. He's like, oh, and he was selling his CDs or whatever, so he bought one of your albums. But I was just dick enough into my oh, I'm a comic. I don't listen to other comics that I never listen to it because I'm like, I'm not listening to another comic's fucking album.
Hilarious. That's so. Why have you not told me that before?
I was just thinking about it as you talked about it. I probably still have it in my room somewhere.
Is it Closet Alcoholic?
Yeah.
Yeah. That is my Closet Alcoholic went Canadian platinum.
Oh,
I sold
okay.
over
Yeah, yeah.
100 copies of Closet Alcoholic.
Oh, okay.
The old school way. By the way, other Canadian comics, I didn't just put it online and have my friends download it. I toured the fucking world with that in my hand, and people bought it from me.
Yeah, well, my coworker's husband bought it from you.
Sick. Well, that's a rarity. Keep that bad boy. I think I maybe I started like numbering them on the inside and then just kind of forgot where I was and stopped doing it. So if you have a numbered copy of that, that's like extra rare.
I don't know, because part of the story is I never opened
actually
it.
bothered listening to it. Also, we started listening to it today, weirdly enough.
Oh.
Well, because we had a copy of it in the apartment. I've had a copy like laying around.
Yeah.
And we just rearranged the apartment and put up like a little rack for CDs and stuff. And so, do you have this drop? The Canada.
Oh, you know what? I have a new drop, and I'm like, I couldn't remember because I named it wrong. So
Okay, all right.
you know what? I was just about, that's so funny. I was about to test this.
Is it going to be this one?
Oh, it still has the mister.
So me and I was going to get the second one, but anyways, what the fuck was that? Anyways, we got the CDs out. So we put it in, and man, because that's from like 2011 or 12. Probably actually even 11, because so when I put that out, also you want to know the most arrogant thing about me? So when that CD got recorded, Sirius XM picked, it was like me, Matt O'Brien, and somebody else. And it was the three of us, and they were recording us to put out as like CDs. And so they gave us 2 shows at Comedy Bar on a Saturday night. And everyone else that recorded, of course, recorded the same half an hour twice, like reasonable people 4 or 5 years into the career.
Sure.
I arrogantly recorded 2 separate half an hours.
Yep.
Just being like, yeah, whatever, fuck it, I got it. And so I did that, and then that's a very arrogant move early on. And then I had that one. I always remember that one. The early show had a bunch of material about my mom, and I gave that CD to my mom.
Oh, that's funny.
She called me like 30 minutes later, and I was like, fuck, was that the half an hour with the material about her on it?
Yeah.
And when I answered the phone, she was like, I just listened to your CD. I loved the story about the child's rectum fracturing. And I was like, Jesus Christ, Mom. I had a bit about a child rectum fracture. Anyways, check it out, Closet Alcoholic. But, or I guess don't check. I don't know how you would. If you want to come to the venue and ask, I'll do a live listening party for you.
Sure. Yeah.
But the new one is Drunkorexia. You can listen to it, but it never got put out in like an actual form of whatever. Oh, I guess I should talk about this. I had a bit of a weird experience this weekend. I'm not sure if you didn't come on the Friday.
No. I heard good things about it. Comics who went.
Yeah, everything went great. Yeah. My brother came.
Oh, wow.
I haven't seen my brother in 5 years. Now, I know why you're making that face.
Yeah.
Because my brother was supposed to be my sister.
I think you mentioned this.
So I thought I was seeing my sister for the first time. And then they showed up, and just regular old, not trans Kyle showed up.
Oh. Did you ask, like, are you detrans?
So they were with a friend who looked like maybe, I'm sorry to your friend, or if Matt, if you're listening, I don't know what's happening with you. Here's the thing. I didn't want to really act because I didn't know if they're just like more comfortable not being trans for the week or something. Like,
taking a break.
You know what I mean? Like, listen, I see how, like, when Kennedy gets home and takes her bra off, that looks very satisfying. Imagine you could take it off for an entire week and just be a boy again.
Yeah, I know how you feel, Kennedy.
It's like it is. There is a lot of tiring bullshit about being a girl. So I imagine even trans women, are like, oh God, I could just use a week being a man again. Like every so often, you probably do want to take a mancation.
That's super fair. Yeah. So you think that's all it was?
Yeah. And even like if you think of it in the reverse, even every so often, a trans man probably is like, I just want to go get my nails done. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I bet you that there's still a level of instinct that's kicked into that where you still want to do the reverse. So, anyways, I don't know if he's just not trans or he's on a transcation or whatever, but it's like, I don't want to really ask either, to be completely honest with you. We had a nice lunch on Monday. Good enough.
Yeah.
Like, whatever. I don't know. Whatever you are. Cool with me.
Do you know what non-supportive of the gay and trans agenda people of color say? Well, I'll just go black people say about what you just described.
What's that?
They go, see, this is why I don't have sympathy, because I can't wake up one weekend and not be black.
Yeah, but it's also just sick to be black sometimes.
Yeah. They're just saying, your oppression is a choice still. Not that it's a choice. You know what I mean?
I understand.
You can take
First
a break
of all, I
from
don't
oppression.
expect black people to be terribly progressive on the trans issue. Intersectionality is a myth, but I understand, and sure, whatever. But also, black people don't have to cut their dicks off. That's the whole thing.
Well, from some of my favorite trans people, not a lot of dick cutting. But maybe those just because those are my favorites.
But you know what? In the gay community, there's also not a lot of butt fucking. It's all pretty disappointing.
Oh, that's lame.
It's all dick sucking.
What?
Who? They're not. You know how nice gay people's sheets are?
Yeah.
Do you think they're butt fucking with that regularity? You know what I mean?
I guess that kind of makes sense, but there's something fun about the thrusting.
5,000 thread count, Egyptian sheets, Sanker. They are not butt fucking every day. And they're dudes. They're not eating correctly for it. Imagine you were a gay dude, Sanker. Is your diet conducive to butt fucking?
No. But there's a lot of things because of my size that is not conducive.
Sure.
That I just got to handle it a little more.
Yeah.
And if I was a gay man, just have to clean my ass twice as much.
It's It's not even. Listen, I don't know all the science behind it. I'm not Bill Nye, but is cheese good for that? Because if you get bunged up, is that gonna be better?
Constipation.
Because I feel like that would also gape it slightly.
Maybe.
But also maybe then you just gotta your back. Anyways, like you might just be opening the floodgates then on it.
I think in general the better idea is way before laxatives. You got to flush everything out.
Sure.
Bidet, and then you go on a date.
But we're men. We're not going to do any of this.
Yeah.
Like two men handling this situation, one of the two of them is not doing it. Easily. You're not getting two men together that cleanly.
Yeah, like you're right, because this is something I've thought of recently. Is
gay
I don't know
sex?
Well, I mean, I would say that's always true for me to say recently.
Okay,
it's always recently.
Yeah.
No, it's that I've been with girls. I don't know if you have you wanted to go down on them, and they said, no, I haven't showered since this morning, or something like that.
I've
they
only
feel
ever
not
gone down
clean.
on one person, but yes, go ahead.
Okay. Well,
Kennedy.
okay. Oh, I get you.
Yeah,
well, maybe she said that. I worked out today. Whatever.
Sure.
They don't feel clean.
I understand your hypothetical.
If cocksucking was available, I've never thought of the cleanliness of my dick in that moment.
Like if it was availed to you after a workout full of sweaty dick,
I'd rather just get my dick sucked.
you're not going to risk
after.
the opportunity to get your dick sucked just because whatever. That's kind of what I'm saying. Yes.
Yeah.
So if you were like, man, I just had a lot of Mexican, but I'd love to get plowed in the ass, you're probably just going to go forward with that.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a lot of dick cheese in the gay community.
Yo, I am.
Yeah.
Listen, they, I'm not going to say they started AIDS, but they popularized George Michael and AIDS.
How about we say it this way? They didn't try to prevent it much.
You could argue they were really trying to get it going. Like if you actually looked at the behavior, you'd be like, were you guys trying to cause AIDS? They were. Let me put it this way:
you got AIDS.
If Sturgis in 2020 was a super spreader event for COVID,
oh yeah,
every Elton John concert since 1976 has been a super spreader event for the AIDS virus.
Sure.
So, anyways, but that's not our topic today. This was an episode I reached out to Sanker for some topics today because I was I've been busy with the place again, and I was unsure. And honestly, rest in peace, Renee Good. I just didn't like. By the time this episode comes out, that's the Minnesota lady who got shot in the face.
Oh, right.
Yeah. That's, by the way, that kind of tells you everything right there. The fact that you just stared at me blankly like a dog because of the name Renee Good.
I heard of the event.
Yeah. I just feel like we've pretty much got all the angles. Everyone has picked their side. I can't imagine I'm going to convince anyone that at this point still thinks it was justified. It's like, I don't know. What are you going to do? That's just the world you want to live in. It is very funny that, and I know this is a point that's been made with some great regularity, but it is it's more cogent now than in most situations that conservatives, when COVID happens or something else happens, they're the number one. That's all right.
I thought I got the Kennedy part finally.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Conservatives are the ones that are like freedom and, the government intervene. And then the second the government shoots us in the face, they're like, but you should have been nicer or else they'll shoot you or whatever.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Also, if you hearken back to an episode about 2 months ago where I had a police officer drive his vehicle into my body on purpose.
Yep.
And nothing has happened since. By the way, I did just a little update on that story. I finally got a hold of somebody from the city's complaint thing.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Oh, you got to fill out a form." All this time after, I'm still so that cop can just drive his car. Imagine I pulled out a weapon and unloaded into that police officer's face because he drove his car into me slightly.
Yeah.
Whatever. So all the bootlicking fucking cucky faggots that are like, "Oh, the cop was fine and stuff." And if you listen to this and you're on the conservative side, it's okay to disagree with your own side sometimes. Stop being gay. It's not okay they shot that lady. It's not okay what they're doing. You are allowed to have principles. You're allowed to have morals. You don't just have to double down on your team. It's all right to go, this one was wrong. Let it go. The same way liberals need to let it go sometimes. This is you being you're being cucks. You're being little gay cucks. You're going, if Mr. Officer says, pull your pants down and show him your bum, you better do it or he's going to shoot you. Mm-hmm. You're being gay as fuck. Have some balls. We need the Second Amendment to protect from a tyrannical government. And then the government shows up and shoots us in the face, and we're on their side. It's like all the people that say that shit would be the guards at the concentration camp. Shut the fuck up. You're lying. You just hate fucking liberals and gay people and minorities. Not all conservatives, but if you are digging your boots in right now on this one, you need to look yourself in the mirror. You're not one of the good ones anymore. You're not a reasonable Joe Rogan guy anymore. You're kind of a monster. Mm-hmm. Stop. But that, by the time this episode comes out, I don't want to beat it to death because it's just not people are going to be over it. People are already kind of over it.
Yeah.
Look what I said about Maduro and the Maduro fucking shit was already kind of over because this lady gets shot in the face. Who the fuck knows what's going to happen?
Yeah, it's all passe. We gotta. We got to keep it moving.
Our recording schedule does not allow us to have 3-day-old stories. So we got to kind of keep pace with everything. With that being said, the article, by the way, I love the headline of, wait, was it you that said, should we be better? China is wooing us.
Yes.
You texted me and I liked the use of woo when regards to China. I like the little unintentional pun there. Is China wooing us? Which kind of sounds like tricking us in their culture. But
is China Wuhaning us?
Well, the truth is, let's be honest, China owns way more of Canada than we all want to be comfortable with. Canada was sold out to China a long time ago, and in regards to the Venezuela situation, again, like I said last week, the person that's the quote from the Venezuelan, who was probably made up and this quote's fake, but you think Americans are here for the oil, but I ask you, what were the Russians and the Chinese here for? The recipe for arepas. And it's like, I don't know, like, China is very interesting to me. I was always interested in China as a child, which is a weird thing to say. But I was always, I guess, as an adopted kid, kind of fascinated in the one-child policy. I think that always kind of, like, tickled me as interesting. You know what it was? It wasn't just that I was adopted. It was that I was also a fat loser. And there was something, I think, inherently in my head that told me how bad of an idea it was to drown all the girls. Because as a fat loser, I was like, it's already really hard to find a girlfriend. And if you're going to drown all of them on top of it, we're going to have a real problem on our hands one day. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like, it's already, Cody Botterill's already getting all the girls. Now you're drowning all the ones that I might get to have. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, and
it turned out to be an issue.
Yes, they do have that problem.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what I find fascinating about it is if you look at, like, what, you know, incel men or whatever would complain about women here in North America, the problem is so infinitely, like, you see exactly what they're talking about in the China problem.
Yeah. But I mean,
I thought that one was being noisy. Sorry. But
that's creepy. It just turned back on.
Yeah. It's a fucking haunted. Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah.
You all right?
We're in the catacombs. Yeah. I'm religious enough for that to have bothered me.
What religion?
I get two. Dad's a Hindu, mom's a Catholic.
Okay.
Yeah.
A Catholic.
Yeah. We tend to go with Cthulhu so far.
Cthulhu.
Yeah.
Nice. That does sound like a Star Wars planet.
Yes. Well,
I'm
there's
from
Cthulhu
Cthulhu.
and...
Is that a real Star Wars planet?
Yeah.
Wow, look at me. But yeah, China has all the incel problems that they complain about here are expounded way worse. If you want pussy in China, you can't just have one house. Like, one house will not get you pussy in China. You need to have 3 houses to get pussy in China.
Yeah.
And what that has done is created cities like the one I sent you. I'm gonna do my best to fucking
pronounce.
I mean, good Christ. Tianducheng, China. Tianducheng.
It's gotta be Tianducheng.
Tianducheng.
Yeah.
Cheng. Niga. It is an entirely fake. Well, here, you want to pull it up? Did you look at it at all?
Tianducheng? No, I was looking up. I listened to Trump say China like 15 minutes long.
It's fantastic. Well, as a matter of fact, if you want to just play that for a second, that's fun.
Well, it gives us context as to what's going on. Is we have a real political figure discussing.
Yes. Here's a quick catch up on everything China over the last 12 years in relations to North America.
Sure. Oh, go up, hold on.
This is as bad as Tiananmen Square. By the way, a fun little Mandela effect thing. What happened in Tiananmen Square? Do you know?
I should, because we discussed this on, I think, our first ever podcast. I was born the day of the Tiananmen Square massacre.
Wow. All right. Everyone believes that tank
I got it.
girl or tank boy or whatever, the person who stood in front of the tank, everyone thinks that the tank stopped and it was like a fun moment.
Right.
And nobody realized the tank just ran that person over like it was nothing and it was just whatever.
Yeah, and didn't is that the same day that certain Buddhists like burned themselves alive?
Yeah, it was a lot of people died.
Yeah.
That's why they call it a massacre. It is odd that everyone forgets that at the Tiananmen Square massacre there was a massacre.
Sure, yeah. Then because if it wasn't, they would have called it the Tiananmen Square tank stop.
Day of Peace.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they would, they probably wouldn't block that in your searches in China if it was a good day. But also, how about, before we get into China, how about the Iran stuff?
Oh, yeah.
By the way, also, yeah, let me know what, to the conservatives, look, I'm mentioning Iran. Does that make me mentioning Israel okay now, Michael Rappaport? Iran. What's happening in Iran is bad. I'm a liberal, and what's happening in Iran is bad. Does that make it okay again for me to complain about what happened in Gaza? You fucking, all you hypocrites have to fucking hide behind. The amount of like memes and whatever I've seen in the last week of going, a lot of the people who complained about Gaza don't seem to have. Yeah, we care about what's happening in Iran. It's just like, it's kind of their thing.
Yeah.
It's not like a different country coming in and murdering them. They're kind of handling their own shenanigans right now. What are we going to do about Iran? We know what you're trying to do, Israel. You're trying to trick us into letting you go do stuff.
Well, by
We're
my
not
argument, it is their land. So Israel is just fucking up their own people.
Gaza's not their land. Gaza's not your land. It's not the same thing. You don't live in Gaza. You aren't Gaza's army. If somebody attacked Gaza, are you going to protect them, Israel? It's not the same fucking thing. Anyways, such dumb fucking arguments. Like, really, I spend like such a large portion of my week just going like, man, people are bad at arguing. Like, it's just such a see-through fucking argument that like, oh, you don't care about this? No. It is, by the way, there's bad stuff happening in Sudan too, by the way, and like other places. By the way, a lot of people can't afford to rent. And like, I bet you down the street, someone's beating their wife. I can't handle all of it. Just stop bombing Gazans. But yeah, the Iran thing, hopefully something gets done. And also, by the way, it's about their currency. Like, that's what's happening right now. They're not mad at being Muslim. Like, everyone's acting like they're trying to overthrow the Shah because they're tired of fucking burqas. No, their currency collapsed. They're starving. We don't need to bomb anybody. We need to send them food. It's not a bombing situation. It's a people are starving situation. Remember last episode, or maybe the one before, sanctions? Remember sanctions? You people are starving because of sanctions.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, last episode.
Was it last episode?
Yeah.
Go back to last episode and sanctions. It's crazy. It's like, it's not... They're not overthrowing their theocracy. They love their theocracy. They very much enjoy that every so often the president, their version of president, comes out and says, hey, remember, if you see a gay guy, kill him. They like that. That's not for me, but they like it.
You hear different things. I hear they hate it. I have no idea.
Talk to a fucking Iranian that lives here. Do you think if the Iranians that live here still want to kind of throw gays off the roof, I bet you the Iranians there still kind of.
Well,
and also to the fucking Israel people again. So all the Gazans hate gay people, and all the LGBT people who support Gaza are stupid because they whatever. But now Iran, no, those people love gay people now all of a sudden. The ones fighting back because they're hungry, they actually love gay people, it turns out. Just like Navalny. You fucking lying dumb fucks. We're not that stupid. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, I feel like it is possible that they do not like the burqa, but also still they're like, we won't go as far as liking gays. Well, we're baby steps.
And sure, but also... most of them like the fucking burqa. Most of them like it. Yeah. Like, they do. I don't get it. You don't get it. But, like, I don't know. There's a lot of things I don't get. You know what I mean? Like, don't make them do it here. That's fine. Can we just, like, we really do need to start just, maybe nationalism is right.
There's the clip.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, and I don't even mean your own... Let's say it this way. Maybe I'm pro-nationalism, but you don't have to pick your own one. Right? Like, let's say whatever you kind of believe, like, all right, if you were a sports fan, and say you were trying to get into football, and you were like, oh, okay, you like, are you a football fan?
Not a big football. I know,
So let's say even less than you are, right?
Yeah.
And I was trying to expose you to football, and we watched a couple games, right? And you were starting to get into it, and I noticed, oh, he likes it when they're kind of high, passing, flying it out.
Sure.
He likes a bit of a
I don't like run plays.
offense.
Yeah.
I would then go, all right, the Eagles run sort of a fun offense.
Sure.
A lot of shotgun, a lot of whatever, or the Chiefs, because Mahomes, you like a running quarterback is fun to you. So Mahomes is whatever. Or let's say you did you were like, oh, he really enjoys defense and running the ball, whatever. He should be a Steelers fan. You know what I mean? Like you could kind of, franchises have these identities, and it doesn't mean they have to be this necessarily, but in their core, the Steelers are always going to kind of be this like three yards in a cloud of dust sort of running team, right? Iran's going to always kind of hate gay people. If you're a guy who hates gay people, maybe you should just be Iranian. You know what I mean? Like, and it doesn't mean you have to be from there. Because, like, listen, I'm like in football, I like the Raiders. I don't even care where the Raiders are playing. I like the gear. I'm a Raiders guy. So I don't have to be from Oakland to like the Raiders. So maybe we need to stop treating countries so much like places we're from and more like teams we cheer for. Does that make sense?
Sure.
So if you're like really gay and liberal, you can cheer for Canada and be like, oh no, I'm not Canadian. I'm a Canada fan. Like I cheer for Canada.
Yeah.
So like, cause I like healthcare and I like trans rights and I like social programs. So I cheer for Canada. And if you were like, I want to drown my firstborn daughter, you can be like, I cheer for China. You know what I mean? And you don't have to be Chinese, but here's the rule. If you are a fan of the team, you can use that slur now. So if you are if you have a China jersey and you're like, you have the pennants that people put up or whatever. So you have a pennant that just says China, it's Almeida. Then you can like cheer for China. Does that make sense?
Sure. Yeah.
Because I think there's a lot of people who probably would love to go live in, and I think it's probably a good idea. That city I just described in China, the Tiananmenga, the Tiananmenga, it like that's an entire fake city. Do you have also if you just have Trump saying China a bunch is also fun. Yeah. So let's get to
say China. China.
The exhale on that one's fucking fantastic.
You go over to China. You take China. China. I love them. China. I have to have my China. China because China now. You know, China. I know China very well. China.
Man, he does. Sometimes you're like, are you recording this video on an iPhone? He really just will.
He'll do any.
Trump is the greatest pro wrestler of all time. I genuinely feel like. Did you see that video this week that when Marco Rubio handed him a note that it was supposed to be a private note, and then so he's sitting at a desk, and Marco Rubio hands him this note, and he grabs it and goes, "Oh, Marco just handed me a note. He says, go back to Exxon." It's like it's Marco Rubio's face drops because he's like, you're not supposed to read that out loud. You're supposed to just go back to Exxon, and not expose to everybody that we're purposely trying to take Exxon's question right now. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. But yeah, today's episode, what's left of it, is about China. So what is the story? Do you want to get into the story that you sent me a little bit about the wooing of whatever? How are they wooing us exactly, would you say?
There's not much to the story. It's just essentially, obviously, we know there's some strife between Canada. I like Canada.
Anyways, go ahead.
There's some strife between them and them. I'm not a Canadian.
Well, you're Guyanese.
Yeah. And French Canadian. So sometimes I don't want to be Canadian. If you know what I mean?
Yeah,
wink,
yeah,
wink,
yeah,
referendum.
Yeah.
There's some strife between the tariff thing. That was all the kind of thing. And since then, and the article is kind of calling to that, is Carney's going to make a visit to China. And they're kind of saying like, hey, Canada, why don't you drop the old bitch and get with the new bitch type of...
For what? First of all, it's silly because that's not a replacement for America. You can't replace the world's largest consumer economy with the world's largest production economy. It's a different thing.
Oh, that's a good point.
It's like that would be like going, I run a kitchen and my deep fryer just broke, so I went out and bought a bunch of French fries.
Yeah.
Like cooked French fries to have. Like, it doesn't make any sense. You're a thing that you make French fries and you're selling them, and now you're like, well, I can buy a bunch of French fries now to eat. It's not. It doesn't actually replace anything. And also, like, how much more in bed are we going to get? This is the truth, and I don't know how much I've talked about this on the podcast. I'm sorry if this is in reruns, but all of this stuff with China, this all has to do with garbage. This has literally nothing to do. Tariffs, all of the shit has to do with garbage. When Trump talks about how much money China is taking from us, he's talking about a trade deficit, which is actually a really retarded way of putting that.
Yeah.
Because it's actually not that they're taking anything. It's that we just trade very lopsidedly with China. And the reason that got exasperated around the same time of COVID is because of recycling. So let me try to explain this. Let me explain it into TVs, okay?
Okay.
So, let's say we have three different things here. We have three different types of plastic. We have what is the cheapest type of plastic, right? We'll say this is like yogurt lids as a plastic, okay? This type of plastic, nobody recycles. They tell you to put it in your recycling bin. They're wasting your time. Mm-hmm. They don't recycle that. They just like to make you feel better and employ some people or something, but they're just chucking that in the garbage. Now, on the opposite end, there's another type of plastic. Let's say this one. This is your, this type of plastic, quite frankly. They literally,
structural,
what this plastic would be. Plastic that is a higher grade plastic. They actually recycle, actually make more things out of. Let's call this a third tier plastic in between the two. A little stronger than your yogurt lid, but not quite this one.
Right.
For years, we would not recycle this type of middle grade plastic, but China would. China still made stuff out of it. So when we now have an 89% trade deficit, that always did exist. But the difference is now, what we used to send back to make up for that 89% trade deficit was our garbage. We used to send them fucking garbage that they then turn into little action figures and trinket bullshit that you get on Temu or whatever. All the fucking terrible plastic that you got back that was like poisoning your children, we were sending them that garbage to turn into that fucking little shitty toy that you bought back from them. That was a system that we had for decades that worked very well for us, which is why America and China's relationship was strong. You had the world's largest consumer economy and the world's largest production economy. That's why. They're not the same thing. They're not interchangeable. Around the time of COVID, China decided that they also would no longer recycle this middle grade of plastic. Have I said all of this on the podcast and I'm killing people?
No, I don't think
so. Okay.
Yep.
So remember when they were like, we don't have drivers for the shipping container boats, and so we were having all these shipping... Liars. The one thing you could have during COVID was some motherfucker trapped in the ocean on a boat. That was like the one thing you actually could do and could go back and forth. The truth was, we didn't have garbage to put on those shipping containers for their reason to send them back. That's why the shipping containers all stacked up. So the whole trade deficit, all the tariffs, all of it is because China stopped taking our garbage. That's it. So now we have to literally charge a fee to send back empty shipping containers. Listen, again, tariffs have existed forever. If you actually look into the history of Canada and the U.S., pretty much the entire relationship is a series of tariffs going up and down the entire fucking time. Like, we've always had tariffs. Anyways, in relation to China, so no, we can't just replace America with China because we all need to replace China with ourselves, is the truth. Everyone needs to start making some things themselves. I remember during COVID, I had to work at this coffee shop because, there's no comedy. And every week we would run out of 12-ounce cups during COVID. And every coffee shop owner in New York City was trying to hoard 12-ounce coffee cups because they couldn't get any. And I kept going to the owner of this coffee shop, when do we open the cup factory? Open the fucking cup factory. Because at some point, it can't make any reasonable sense that this coffee cup or whatever gets sent all the way across the fucking globe to be served to me. The margins aren't big enough on the difference. Stop telling me it's labor. China's labor, aside, unless they're just using Uyghurs, which, then take a second and consider that most of your products are coming from straight up slave labor. If not for that,
they've enslaved people who want to be black.
Yes, all the Uyghurs in China are completely fucking. Yeah, absolutely.
That would be a funny turn of events.
Do you know why
you want to be black?
Do you know why you haven't heard a Macklemore album in years? He toured China and they kept him. Macklemore's been working in a factory for the last 6 years, which is why you can't. And I don't even know, is Macklemore a Wigger? I don't even know if that's fair. He does make rap music, but I'm not entirely sure Wigger is fair.
I think he's the first famous white guilt rapper.
Yes, yeah. White guilt rap does seem fair. I don't know if Wigger applies to him.
That's what I mean, is like people who are more white guilt like.
But also, I wouldn't even say Snow was a Wigger. Because Snow didn't want to be black. Snow wanted to be specifically Jamaican.
Yeah.
Which is different. But that's because I've explained this before. In Canada, we don't have black people. We have, like, you're allowed to be whatever you are. So you can be Jamaican. You can be
specific.
Ghana, whatever the Ghana ones are.
I guess, yeah.
So, yeah. Anyways. So, I think, like I said about the teams, right now, China's got this huge issue with these entire massive cities. Here's what's crazy. China has so much housing. They have entire fake cities with nobody in them. And we have entire cities with no housing.
Yeah.
And they've designed their fake cities to look like our cities. It's like they're mocking us. They're like, we have so much goddamn housing. We're going to literally just make a fake Paris and shove it in your face.
It's fascinating. I didn't even know. I'm looking at the pictures.
It's entire fake Paris. If I'm correct, this city is supposed to be over 100,000 people, and they've got like less than 10,000 people living in it.
It's incredible.
Like you can go visit the city. Here, play the video. Let's see if how many of my facts I have correct.
Paris without people? No, this isn't an apocalypse. This is Paris in China. Tianducheng is a luxury real estate development and a Paris lookalike located in Hangzhou, China. As China became the world's fastest growing economy, real estate developments popped up all over the country, some modeled from famous Western cities. This Chinese Paris started construction in 2007, and while the city is built to hold 10,000 people,
can you
only
pause?
2,000 live there full time, making it
2,000 live there full time. Like, that's insane.
But also, it says it's only built to even hold 10,000 people.
That
What's
looks
the
like
point?
way more.
Yeah, but also even from the picture, I'm like, no, you could fit more than 10,000
people in that
especially
city.
Chinese people.
Chinese people, you could fit 10,000 one of those buildings with Chinese people.
It's also crazy that they can't, because I watch a lot of travel documentaries, and there's cities in China where people live like way on top of each other over and over, like buildings on top of buildings, and then buildings curve over other buildings, and then there's more people living in those. It's like crazy, and then there's all this space.
But then this is the thing. So this is like when we get bogged down as a society in like capitalism and communism, and I'm a Keynesian economic, and I believe in Milton Friedman, and I whatever. At the end of the day, whatever system you're living in, what you're really living in is a pussy motivated society. You're living in a PMS, because ultimately China has developed entire fake cities so that dudes can impress chicks.
Probably.
They have raised more people out of poverty than any civilization in the history of mankind. China. As much as you might hate communism, that's an absolute fact. They have raised more people out of poverty than any time in human history, based solely on the idea that there's almost no pussy there. And if you want to get the pussy that is there, you need to achieve on an insane level. So as much as in the beginning of my life, I thought the one-child policy was wrong, it might be conducive to achievement if a culture kills all of its women at birth. If you make pussy incredibly hard to get, you will get the highest echelon of male achievement possible.
Sure. And, there's less women not achieving, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, well, that's yeah. Also, yeah, we don't have to worry about you getting in the way. But I mean, like, it's not that like it, but it is just strictly I have to work so hard.
Yeah, to
you know what I mean, to get whatever. Whereas, like, I'm a fucking loser and I got a 10. It's crazy. Like, well, how am I supposed to get ahead?
Maybe
right?
it is, but you'd think Russian brides would be really popular in China.
And this is the other thing. Is so again, we have all these homeless people. By the way, a lot of them Chinese. And we have all these Chinese people. And now China has all these houses. So we have all these Chinese and we have all these homeless. And China has less Chinese than they had before because a lot of them are here in all this housing. And I'm not saying don't send the Chinese here, because I'll be quite frank, we might need them. I mean, they're doing quite well. So maybe keep the Chinese coming. I'm not saying stop with the Chinese, but maybe we just need to make every country a cultural exchange program. To go back to teams, how about this? Every immigration stops entirely. We are no longer allowed to emigrate to other countries. You can simply apply to be put on the trading block. Right? Like, so Trae Young just got traded last week, right? You're familiar with Trae Young. So the thing with Trae Young is too small point guard. He's a good playmaker, but just an awful fucking defender. And it's just becoming apparent to the NBA, you can't really win with Trae Young, right? And so Trae Young asked for a trade, and Trae Young probably looked around the league and went, I don't think anyone's going to really want me for this much money. The only team I can feasibly see is going to want me is Washington, because Washington's just purposely tanking right now. They've got expiring contracts. It made sense. So Trae Young comes out and goes, I want to play in Washington. And everybody went, what?
Yeah.
Why would you want to play? He was saving himself the embarrassment of, what you going to say? I want to play for the Lakers? Yeah, good luck. We all do. But you're not gonna. So say you want to play in Washington, might look a little better, right? So they trade him to Washington. I think every person who emigrates should have to be a trade. So if a bunch of Venezuelans want to come here, fine, but you're going to have to wait until we're willing to trade a bunch of our players for yours, right? And so I would go like, hey, I think you should be able to go to an embassy in Canada. So you're in Canada, you're like, I don't like this Canada bullshit. The taxes are too high. They're too nice to gay people. They're like, whatever. I want to get out of here. I want a nice conservative, traditional. I want to go. By the way, it is ironic that conservatives should just all move to Iran. But they wouldn't see that one coming. But when they actually fill out the pamphlet, it should be like a matchmaker.
Country matchmaker.
When you go to you should be able to go to your embassy and you fill out a questionnaire. How do you feel about gay people out of 10? You know what I mean? Like, how many taxes do you want to pay out of 10? Do you love guns? Do you want to fill out all the things about the life that you want to live? and it'll go, hey, you know what's a really good match is the fucking Congo. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
So, and it gives you like 5 options. And then when an opening comes up in one of those countries where they're like, hey, you know, we got some Congolese guys that would love to come to Canada. Like, there's a trade opportunity. We trade Congo. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what was the super conservative comic kid that died? He killed himself because he realized Alberta wasn't conservative enough for him. Everyone liked him. You know this person, Liam.
Oh, yeah.
Liam is what I always said. Liam, rest in peace. And I didn't know the guy that well. And to be honest with you, as much as some of you like him, I kind of found him off-putting. But Liam was one of those guys that he's like, you know how like trans people have a huge rate of suicide, and like liberals will argue that the reason that trans people have such a high rate of suicide is because like people are mean to them or whatever, which is not the case. The reality is that when you feel like your body's not your right body and you go through this extreme thing and then afterwards your body still doesn't feel right or nothing has changed, you've kind of put yourself in a situation where you have no more answers, and that's probably why a lot of people in the trans community commit suicide. I'm sorry, trans people. I'm not trying to be mad. I'm also sorry that my brother's not part of you. But it turns
weekends.
out on weekends or whatever.
Your brother's a weekend dad,
a weekend warrior.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But he throws that fucking wig on and tucks it up and gets to the town. But sorry, what was the fucking point? I lost my
Well, you
point
were
there.
saying about Liam, but he was an allegory
for trans people. So I think the trans people probably kill themselves because they feel like they're out of answers. Liam was kind of the conservative version of that. Liam lived in Toronto. He hated it. He thought everybody was too gay and liberal. And then he moved to Alberta thinking, I'll finally be home.
Right.
And then he found out even the people in Alberta didn't hate gay people as much as, like, it wasn't like this open hatred place that he thought it was going to be. And I think that was his version of transitioning and then finding out that wasn't the answer either, you know? So like someone like Liam, like, yeah, okay, you could try Alberta, but you know who even more so would believe in what you believe? Gaza. You should just go to Gaza. You know what I mean? Like, we could have traded you there and you could have thrown all the gay people off the roof you wanted.
Yeah. And luckily, there's not that many.
Yeah.
To throw.
Yeah. So you're already going to feel at peace with that. And knowing that if you do happen to come across one, you can kill them, probably brings you some peace. So anyways, point being, I think we got to stop considering countries your place of origin and start considering them teams you cheer for and can be traded to. And that would really fix a lot of stuff.
So here's the only thing I'll ask you to fix. So that's all good for certain countries that have clearly decided what they are.
Yes.
You know? Yeah, I'm a more conservative. Yes, a lot of them are Muslim or whatever. I'm a more conservative country, right?
Yeah.
And then there's others, maybe those higher European countries, Netherlandy, I'm not sure, you know, whatever, that are very liberal.
Yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Some of these other countries, how do they decide? Like, what if you're like, hey, you got to head to one of these more conservative countries? He's like, no, why do I have to leave? Let this country be more conservative and let those people go to Denmark. How do you decide the fence countries?
Well, you don't have to leave, first of all.
Oh, okay.
Like, nobody's making you be traded. If you've had enough and you want to go, you have the option. And now when the countries that you're interested in come available, you can try to make that trade. But you don't have to leave. Yeah, you could try to... Listen, you can be on a rebuilding basketball team and still try your ass off. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You don't have to go with the tanking plan. Like, the Brooklyn Nets are trying to tank right now, and their players just won't let them. They're digging in on defense, they're distributing the ball. They're playing pretty effective basketball for a team without a star.
Sure.
You know what I mean? It doesn't mean, like, you can't dig in and try for yourself, but if you would just like to go, you can go.
Does the tanking move ever work? Because the Knicks I only assume have been trying to tank since Allen Houston.
Well, the Knicks are actually pretty good right now.
Are they?
Yes,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
they kind of lucked into it. They got Jalen Brunson from the Dallas Mavericks because they hired his dad and pulled a really sneaky move to get him on a good contract and pull him over, and then they kind of rebuilt themselves. But yes, rebuilding works. You just got to get kind of lucky in the lottery. And the truth is, sports are rigged. Last year, Dallas Mavericks traded Luka Doncic at like a once in a
Yeah, I
lifetime
heard
player,
about that, yeah.
and then all of a sudden, even though they were the had the ninth highest odds of getting the first overall pick, so they could get Cooper Flagg, they just happened to get Cooper Flagg, and they just happened to trade Luka Doncic to the Lakers, their premier team in the league, the face of the fucking. It's all fixed. But Hurricane Katrina happens, and then the New Orleans Saints win the Super Bowl like a year later. Sometimes you think like this is just stories,
Yeah, or God, or it's God.
or God intervened, and that's why they spend so much time thanking him, but
Yep.
justifiably. But I think probably not. So where are we at on time wise? 5 minutes. Okay, cool. So I mean, what if you were going to pick 5 countries yourself to get traded to? If you were like, all right, I'm done with Canada, I'm interested in exploring some other opportunities, give me your list of 5 countries that you'd be okay being traded to.
I'm going with the Caribbean countries making the list for sure. You would think I might say I have some people there. Guyana, not safe right now.
Okay.
So there are other Caribbean countries like Barbados, even I might say Grenada. That's where my girl's family's from.
Venezuela?
And no,
All right.
probably not. Also,
Okay.
I don't speak Spanish, so I wouldn't go Spanish-speaking country.
Got you. You got to get
So-
an Indian Caribbean country.
English speaking,
Yeah.
because they all lost their Indian, or French speaking, either
Yeah.
one. But the French speaking ones aren't doing great. So I'm going with like Grenada or something like that.
What if the rule was you had to pick one country from each continent you'll accept?
Yeah, so I'm going, okay, I'll go Grenada.
That's fun. Okay,
That's
yeah.
fun, yeah. Asia, I'm going Cambodia. Because the rest of the other ones,
It's a holiday in Cambodia. Pol pot. Go ahead.
been to Cambodia.
Okay.
I watch a lot of Travel Channel stuff. A lot of the Travel Channel guys, like the guy with the bandana and
Sure.
Mark Weens, who's from here. They live in like Vietnam and Thailand. I think that's played out. Cambodia is the way to go.
Sure.
For the, to boost my channel.
Absolutely. All right. That's what Kissinger thought too.
Sure.
Yeah.
Europe. I'm going south of France. Speak French.
I think you just have to say, you have to suck it up and just say France.
Yeah, but
You're allowed to move freely once you get there, but you do have to
all
say
right,
France.
I'm going France. I have no idea how they're doing economically. Probably bad, but I speak French. That's the only
Yeah.
reason. I can't think of it. I don't really know enough about European countries, to be honest.
I love French. I don't, not the language.
Yeah.
Cornichon, it means pickle.
I bought
that's
some cornichons today.
what kind? We sweet and sour?
No, dill.
Just
Always dill.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
like a
yeah.
dill.
You don't like a bread and butter pickle?
No.
I like a bread and butter pickle.
It's fine. I just no. I would
Yeah,
never
not
buy it.
on anything. Just sometimes just to have a jar. In my very anorexic days, pickles are calorie negative.
Yeah. That's
You
why I
actually
buy them.
burn calories eating pickles.
Yeah. But isn't the salt a problem?
Well, a bread and butter is not going to be the case, but a dill, you're probably going to be okay. And the salt, you're not getting enough salt on a pickle to be a real fucking issue.
enough.
The fat fucks will really try to scare you from everything. I always have this argument about Subway. I hate people who shit on Subway. I just refuse to hear that argument because it's like people who are choosing Subway generally aren't choosing it over making a home cooked meal.
Right.
People are choosing Subway over McDonald's or Burger King or Wendy's. Like, this is what Subway is for. And people are like, oh, but the bitch, you're supposed to eat some vegetables. You're supposed to have some carbs.
Yeah.
And I hated when people were like, this is, again, as Rob was arguing, I hate when I see a very blatantly disingenuous argument get repeated over and over and over again. Remember the yoga mats thing with Subway, where they're like, well, one of the ingredients in Subway sandwiches is in yoga mats.
Yeah.
And then so everybody started saying, there's yoga mats in Subway sandwiches. There's some of the ingredients in yoga mats are in your sandwich. Do you know that there's salt in rat poison?
delish.
One of the ingredients in rat poison is salt. So I could tell you every time you have a meal with salt, you're having a meal with some of the ingredients of rat poison.
Right.
It's fucking stupid. It's a stupid argument. By the way, I lived in England. Speaking of European countries to live in England, they didn't have the yoga mat stuff into sandwiches. It's fucking horrible. It's fucking dog trash. Like, do you need the yoga mat stuff?
One thing about Subway, and I've never understood this, and I know you also lived in New York. So this is something a lot of New York comics I've heard say on podcasts and stuff. Nick DiPaolo used to say it. They used to complain about Subway, and they say they fucking weigh their meat. Right, and they would complain about it. What does that mean? Because I've never seen them weigh the meat here.
It just means they have like a standard amount of slices of meat. You don't think fucking Muhammad at your bodega knows how much meat he's giving you? You fuck. First of all, Nick DiPaolo hasn't lived in New York City since 1967. Okay. So like, you know what I mean? I don't really. Yes, Nick, it's hard to get a nice sandwich in Atlanta where you live.
Is that where he lives now?
Yeah, he lives in the South because it's fucking. Of course he does.
I love his comedy. But
yeah, Nick's fine. I watched him bomb at a nasty show once, and it's hard to get that taste out of my mouth.
I get that, but everybody bombs. But
yeah, but it's a nasty. It's like the one thing. You know what it was? It was that he ate shit, and just the whole time went, hey, "You're fucking liberal. You're fucking whatever." And it was like, "You're just eating shit, Nick. Shut up." Yeah. Like Patrice did fine. Anyways, Subway sandwich is not for New York City. Nobody in New York City is going to a Subway. Like, if you're in a pinch or whatever. How many New York...
No.
That's okay. That's going to sound great on the podcast, but this is everyone's favorite segment on the podcast, Ask ChatGPT Something Live. How many Subway franchises exist in New York City? I guarantee you there's going to be an inordinately small amount of Subways in all of New York City.
Probably.
It's just not like a common thing that you see there anyways. All right, let's see. Subway has a number of individual franchises in the U.S., 19,000 overall. 746. That's a lot still. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and say 746 Subways are a decent chunk. But regardless... Yeah, you can go to the bodega. Do you know when I eat Subway? When I've been on the road for 3 days and I'm like, my body has not touched a vegetable because I've been at a comedy club. And so I need some fucking lettuce and tomatoes. By the way, here's a little trick with Subway sandwich, and then we'll wrap up real quick. If you want to eliminate what your fat friend told you was wrong with Subway sandwich, put your 2 fingers in at the bottom of the bread and then just scrape like this for a second. You're going to scrape out a bunch of that bread. And honestly, the shell of Subway sandwich is much better, and it actually kind of just creates a shell.
I think you can ask them to do that, too.
You can, but I'm not. Like, I'm always going to just do that myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They should have stopped. Once we discovered that Jared was a pedophile...
Yeah.
They should have stopped offering fingerings as an option. That should have been taken off the menu entirely. So,
well, more confusingly, they said they would only do it if kids asked.
Yeah. Well, what they would take the bread out and then they would just put it in your mouth with their hand was the problem. They would go, oh, but okay, if I had to pick my countries, and then we'll get out of here in a second. Is there anything else to pull up or anything?
No. I was going to retest this. It's got a little mister at the end.
That's all right.
Yeah.
That's all right. That's still good. So you're going Grenada? Cambodia.
Grenada, Cambodia, France. What am I missing? In Africa, Mauritius.
Okay.
French speaking.
Sure.
Or Cote d'Ivoire, I hear is nice. But I'll go with Mauritius because I know a few people. And what am I missing? Then you're back in North America and South America. Oh, I could cheat. Caribbean. South America, I go Guyana. Okay. North America, I go stick with Canada.
Wait, but didn't you already pick Grenada?
No, but Grenada. Oh, wait. See, this fucks up the Caribbean islands. Technically, most of them get thrown under North America.
Okay.
So if I'm picking a country in North America,
so
I guess I'm going Grenada,
North America?
And then I can still go. Yeah, it's weird.
Interesting. Okay.
Or I know Jamaica is. I would assume Grenada too, but Jamaica, technically, if you look it up,
Okay, is in North America.
Yeah.
If I were to choose North America, I would choose America. That's an easy one.
Sure.
To get my career back. And then South America, I would choose Brazil just because, like, the president calls his citizens faggots sometimes. Like, it's just very funny.
Yeah.
Like, Brazil's got, and also, like, I feel like you could dominate Brazil. Like, there's enough people to make a real impact. Like, if you started a business or were doing something, but also everything's bad enough that you would, like, start at a real advantage.
Everything you've said about that is true about every country in that continent.
But there's a lot of people in Brazil.
Oh, yeah,
There's
yeah,
just
yeah,
more
yeah,
people.
yeah, yeah.
It's
Yes,
like a
true.
legitimate. And
Population.
Argentina feels like I'd have like a harder time getting ahead in Argentina.
Sure, but you would fit in looks-wise because they have a lot more whites in Argentina.
But you don't want to fit in looks wise.
Oh, okay.
You want to be exotic if you're going to move
Right,
in our
right,
country.
right.
There's no point in like fitting in. Although, if you went to Argentina, I could be a Nazi hunter. How many more years do we have of Nazi hunting before that profession dies?
It's, I mean, yeah.
We got to be getting close to that being running out of time. Who's the UFC fighter? Tim Kennedy that was hunting Nazis.
Oh, I don't know.
Tim
about
Kennedy
that.
was like became a Nazi hunter
That's
after
great.
the UFC. So okay, I'll stay with Brazil. Plus, I'm sure some some Nazis went to Brazil. And then Africa. See, I think you're choosing a very strange choice with the French countries. This is a strategic error that you're making because in my travel, it's only French places that are annoying. They're the only countries that refuse to speak English places. Every other country, they just learn English because they want to make money. French countries refuse to.
I'm French-speaking, though.
Are you fully bilingual?
100% fluent, yeah.
There you go. Never
I
mind
went to
then.
a
Okay.
French school in elementary school called Saint Madeleine, which is by VP and York Mills.
That's straight. I've always had a theory that every school employs one hot French teacher as like propaganda for French. Like it's sort of their way of promoting French. They just hire some dipshit hot 26-year-old to try to teach kids French. And but so would your school be all hot teachers? Like how did that work?
No, that school was mostly not hot teachers. There were a lot of French Canadians from Timmins, Ontario, that would teach me.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the wrong type of French.
Yeah.
We had Madame Amico. Saw Madame Amico.
She had Madame Amico this weekend.
Yeah. We had Zach Amico this weekend, which went great, by the way. Thanks for everybody that came out. We've booked a lot of other interesting things here off that weekend, so that's sick. But all right, let me finish it off.
Yep.
Wait, isn't Australia a continent?
Yes. So you can only choose Australia.
I guess we had. Well, no, there's probably like Laos or something. Don't they have anything
Laos
else?
is still Asia.
Is that still Asia? Okay. So
I'm gonna look.
New Zealand. Okay. I'll pick New Zealand.
Oh,
out of
I
the
would
two
pick
of
over.
them.
Yeah, for
yeah. I
sure.
think New Zealand, and also, yeah, I just think less. I fucking the female Australian accent is the worst female accent on earth. So we got that Asia. I like your Cambodia pick, but I've got to go. Like I don't even know if I can straight pick North Korea, but South Korea, so I could look at it, would be interesting. I feel like South Korea is good. Everything's going fine in South Korea. So, like, I was going to pick a place where everything's going good. Doesn't mean I can't travel to all the other ones, but I just think ultimately where I'd want to live, I needed to have something there. So I feel like I would choose South Korea. Plus, I'd feel more at home because they all get plastic surgery to look whiter. Mm-hmm. So, like, I feel like I must be if they're all trying to look more like me, then being there is probably a net positive. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you just have to be more hairless. They want to look like you, but hairless.
Well, I'm doing decent at that so far.
Yeah, but you're rugged.
Sure, fair enough. Yeah. But
It's just me hitting on you in front of Kennedy to see how she likes that. He's mine now.
And then Europe and Africa I have left, huh?
Yep.
So Africa. Not South Africa. I got to go with a smaller one when it comes to Africa. You can't pick one with a warlord or something. Like it's got to be kind of safe.
People like Morocco.
Yeah, but I feel like Morocco feels too Europe for me. Like,
okay.
if I'm going to be in Africa, I want it to be fucking Africa. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pick Niger because I feel like then I get to use that like word all the time and it's kind of fun. And I feel like I could get away with more if I literally lived in Niger.
Sure. I don't really know much about them.
I have no idea what's going on. It might not even be a country anymore.
Yeah, I would really flip of a coin if they're doing well or not. I have no idea.
My uncle Art lived in Burkina Faso for a while.
Yeah.
Which I now is Burkina Faso still Burkina Faso, or is that something different now?
No, it still exists, and
Okay.
apparently there's a contingency of former slaves, descendants, in North America or
Yeah,
South
yeah.
America,
Like-
that they're actually from Burkina Faso.
Okay. Yeah. So he went. I don't know why he went to Burkina. He was a weatherman. Seems like that's the last place in the world you need a weatherman. Burkina Faso. It's hot.
Yeah,
Maybe that's why he went.
it's an easier
The
job.
easiest
Yeah.
version of a fucking job possible.
Yeah.
Is just it's a drought again.
Yeah, maybe you like black girls too.
Oh, entirely possible. He was married to my Aunt Anne, who's a lovely lady and very white. But, and then Europe. I did not love my time in England. I would not pick France. I would not pick Italy because I hate Italians.
I think I know your answer, but I'm not
It's
sure.
probably just gonna be like Germany's pretty awesome.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Ireland.
No, fuck no. No, I don't need all that. They're Irish people are annoying enough here. I don't need to see them in their fucking home atmosphere. You know what I mean? Like,
Fair enough.
plus I feel like they're like, as much as like other people, I think Irish people would be the cuntiest to you for living there. Like, I feel like they would be particularly protective of like, no, it's my country. You know?
Although they have a surprising amount of mixing. I know a lot of non-Irish looking people who have family that went there.
Yeah.
Like one of my friends, he goes to Ireland he's Jamaican, but he goes to Ireland every year because part of his family offshot to Ireland.
Sure.
And he's got cousins there now.
Yeah, I also hate you too, and I feel like that's going to be an issue. You know what I mean? Estonia, one of those ones. You know what I would? No. I would probably pick something up in that bullshit just above Germany, something that gets me kind of close to Russia, and like kind of in that Russian bullshit. But with, you know
Latvia?
what? Final answer: Iceland.
Oh, Iceland's great.
Iceland's sick as hell.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's a good spot. I could dip back to North America pretty quickly if I needed to. Like, it's a little more over here than you realize. I think, I'll go live in Reykjavik.
Yeah. The booze is a little expensive over there, though.
Yeah, but they put the bankers in prison. So,
okay.
you know what I mean? If I could just go to prison and yell at bankers, you know what I mean? I don't even need to be drunk for that. I could do that sober.
Did you get everything?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, Iceland, yeah. And then North America.
Yep.
Brazil, Iceland. What did I? Yeah,
China was South Korea. China. I called the whole. I was meant
China.
Asia.
In China, I picked
the
South
China
Korea.
region.
I mean, let's be honest.
South
and then,
Korea.
you know what? I'm changing it to Burkina Faso because that's just really fun to
Sure.
say.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And I do like the Ivory Coast. They had a soccer player named Drogba who used like
Drogba, yeah.
They all like just use their head. There's like almost no. Oh shit! This is a great time. John
Yep.
Breaks Bad News is calling me. I gotta let everybody go. Have a good time, everybody. Goodbye.